Welcome to Astronomy at Home Storytime from the Astronomical Society of the Pacific. We're so happy to see you all here today. Just want to let you know what we do because we see a lot of new faces joining us today. So during story time, which lasts 30 minutes, we will read a storybook. We'll have time for questions and sharing. And today we have a special guest who you might want to ask some questions of. And then we're going to try an activity together. When you signed up, we sent you a list of materials that you'll need for today's activity. And just as I mentioned, we are recording this program today, but we'll make sure that no kids' faces appear in the video. And you can find that recording later at astrosociety.org/storytime if you want to watch it again. So today we're going to be reading the book What Miss Mitchell Saw by Hayley Barrett and illustrated by Diana Sudka. And we're really excited that today we are joined by the author of this book, Hayley Barrett. She's going to be reading her book, and I want to introduce her and let her tell you a little bit about herself. So welcome, Hayley.
Thank you very much. I'm very happy to be here. Hi, everybody.
We're so glad to have you here. And you are an author of many children's books. Maybe you want to show us the other books that you've written?
Sure. The book that we're talking about today, What Miss Mitchell Saw, came out in 2019, actually from a California publisher, from Beach Lane Books, which is part of Simon & Schuster. And for copyright purposes, I'm going to say that I have their permission to be doing this read aloud today. So that's wonderful. I'm also the author of Baby Moon, illustrated by Juana Martinez Neal. The Tiny Baker, illustrated by Allison J. And Girl vs. Squirrel, illustrated by Renee Andriani. So all those books and hopefully more to come.
Wow, so great. Well, you're going to read What Miss Mitchell Saw to us, and then after you read, we'll be able to take some questions from kids.
Great.
So I'll go ahead and turn it over to you.
Great.
Just a second. Let me make sure. There you go. And you can read your book. Thanks.
So I hope everybody can see the cover of What Miss Mitchell Saw. And you see it has my name and Diana Sudika's name, who's the illustrator. She lives near Chicago. If you ever get a chance to see the book in person, one thing I want to tell you, I have my copy here. You got to tilt it a little bit because the cover is sparkly. And I did not know that was going to happen. And I love it. That was a big surprise.
And one thing I forgot to mention is we're going to be giving away a copy of this book later in our program. So we're going to do a drawing, and whoever's name we draw will send you a copy of the book.
One lucky winner. That'll be great. So, What Miss Mitchell Saw by Hayley Barrett, it's me, and Diana Sudika. And there's the inside cover page. More illustrations. Okay, here we go. On the first day of August, in a house tucked away on the fog-wrapped island of Nantucket, a baby girl was born. Like all babies, this baby was given a name. Her parents whispered it to her like a gentle breeze, Mariah. And you can see at the bottom of the picture where the illustrator put how to pronounce Mariah Mitchell's first name. So there's a picture of Mariah's mother, her father, and little baby Mariah. So can we move the picture so I can see the text? Is that possible to shift? If not, I'll turn to my book. All right, here we go. I'm going to keep reading. At first, little Mariah knew only her mother and father and the simple rooms of home. And I want to say the little picture of the house with the people standing on top, that's just what Mariah Mitchell's house looks like, and you can visit it on the island of Nantucket. off the coast of Massachusetts. But as Mariah grew, she came to know her island. She rambled its gull-dappled dunes. She breathed the fragrance of its wild roses. She listened to the creak of whale ships come to harbor laden with heavy barrels and homesick boys. She knew the ships by name, the Anne, the Independence, the Washington. So if we can turn the page again, shall I do that? That works better. Hold on, I need to switch back to full screen. So you see the pictures, the illustration of the water. I think that looks like a whale. Okay, next page. Mariah lived near town and often walked the long hill of Main Street down to the crowded wharves and back up toward the grand brick edifice of the Pacific Bank. Along the way, she passed the bustle of many shops. She knew the shopkeepers by name, Polly Burnell, Betsy Carey, Eliza Riddell. Turn the page. At home, Mariah was trusted with tasks large and small. Schoolwork did not always come easily, but she studied with determination. Mother took note of Mariah's steady ways. When her husband sought someone to assist him as he observed the night sky, Mother said to Mariah, "Thee is the one to help Father." So Mariah and her father climbed up the steep attic stairs to the walkway on their rooftop high above Nantucket town. Together, they gazed at the night sky that cupped their island like a vast black bowl. Turn the page. Father taught Mariah to use a telescope. He taught her to sweep the sky carefully, bit by bit, as thoroughly as she would sweep a room for Mother. He liked to say, "Thee must wonder, thee must watch closely, then will thee see and know for thyself." Mariah watched and she wondered. She saw for herself and was captivated. From then on, night after night, Mariah swept the sky. She made fast friends with stars that shone as if punched into the black with a whalebone needle. She knew the stars by name, Spica, Rigel, Polaris. Turn it again. She observed planets that glowed as steadily as whale oil lamps. She knew the planets by name, Mercury, Venus, Saturn. Here comes my favorite illustration. She marveled at the celestial phenomena that arched overhead like a whale's sparkling splash. She knew the phenomena by name too, eclipse, aurora borealis, meteor. And if you see what Diana Sudica did in this illustration, she made it look like a huge whale is diving through the sky, and you can see all the stars and the names of the phenomena. So beautiful. Okay, ready. Ship captains, home for a while from their whaling, relied on the Mitchells to help them navigate. They brought chronometers, costly timepieces made to withstand ocean voyages, to the little house on Vestal Street. By her father's side, Mariah learned to rate the chronometers. Using a sextant and careful calculations, she determined their accuracy so that sailors at sea might establish their position and, when their arduous work was at an end, set a course toward family and Nantucket town. Mariah knew the whalers by name, the Folgers, the Starbucks, her own brother Andrew. For a while, Mariah was a teacher, but she intended to advance her own education too, so she became a librarian. Her quiet hours at the Athenaeum were devoted to the study of advanced mathematics and celestial navigation. And year after year, when day was done and darkness settled over Nantucket, Mariah climbed the steep stairs to her rooftop to sweep the sky. One clear October evening, Mariah saw something new. A nameless patch of light, bright and blurry, not far from familiar Polaris, a comet. She hurried to tell her father. "My Mariah," he exclaimed, "thee must tell the world." The letter, bound for Boston, took 2 long days to leave stormy Nantucket. Half a world away, other stargazers scoured the skies. The King of Denmark had pledged a gold medal to any astronomer who discovered a new comet with a telescope. Finding one of these hurtling chunks of ice and gas was a rare feat, and many hoped to win gold and glory. In a grand observatory in Rome, an astronomer priest spotted the same bright bit of light. He immediately sent word to claim the medal. But Mariah had seen the comet first. The letter from Nantucket, dated 2 days before the priest's sighting, slowly made its way across the ocean. It passed hand to hand from the astronomers of Harvard College to the astronomers of England to the astronomers of Denmark. Mariah knew the Harvard astronomers by name. They were family friends, William and George Bond. She had not met the others, but knew them by name as well. Sir George Airy, Astronomer Royal of Britain, Professor Heinrich Schumacher of the Altona Observatory. While these men of science considered the dilemma of who ought rightfully claim the medal, Mariah swept the sky. While they scrutinized the letter from Nantucket, Mariah swept the sky. While they consulted the astronomer priest of Rome, Mariah swept the sky. Do you see here how the illustrator took Mariah's telescope and made it look a little bit like their brooms? And she's sweeping the sky. At long last, they concurred and affirmed Miss Mitchell's discovery. And so the heavy gold medal made its way across the ocean to Boston, to Nantucket, and to Mariah's steady hand. The King of Denmark sent it with his compliments. The medal was inscribed with the name her parents gave her, the name known to shopkeepers, to sea captains, to sailors, and to school children, Mariah Mitchell. And if you look at the image of the medal, it says down the bottom again how to say her first name, because it looks like Maria, but it's pronounced Mariah. Okay. And the medal bore the motto, "Not in vain do we watch the setting and the rising of the stars." Just one more page. Miss Mitchell saw a comet. The world saw her. And that's the end. I hope you all enjoyed it. Hey, everybody. And there's quite a lot of back matter in the book. So when you see a copy in real life, there's 2 long pages of information all about Mariah Mitchell's life and her discovery. Seeing this comet was not the only thing she did. She did a lot of other things. She saw other comets, she witnessed eclipses, she traveled all over the world. She's a cool person.
And I say thank you so much, Hayley, for coming and reading your book. And at the very end, after I tell you what book we're doing next time, I'm going to announce who won a copy of the book that we'll send you.
Hey!
Okay? I'm going to do that after we stop recording, but make sure you stay on, because if you're the winner, you have to be here to claim your book for us to send to you, okay? So thank you so much, Hayley. It was such a treat having you here with us today. And
thank you very much for your warm welcome. Thanks everybody for attending and your great questions and your attention about astronomy. I hope you all, wonder and watch closely and see for yourself. That's the most fun thing in life, I think, to learn what you like and then to go learn about it.
Yeah.
Thank
You
you.
so
So
That's
thank
so
you all very, very
wonderful.
much.
And you are welcome to stay on if you'd like, but if you need to go, we understand.
I do unfortunately have to go, but bye, California friends.
Bye.
Bye.
Bye, everybody. Most of you in California, I imagine. Maybe some people other places, but have a great day. Thanks, everybody.
You too.
Bye.
Bye. Okay, Anna.
Yeah, so let's make a comet. So first of all, Miss Mitchell or Mariah Mitchell discovered a comet in that book, right? And I just wanted to take a look at a photo of a real comet. This is the comet called Hale Bopp. And do you notice how it has, so here is where the actual, like, comets are almost like a snowball. And the nucleus is that snowball part of the comet. And then it has two tails. So you see, here's this bluish looking tail, and here's the more white tail. And that is from the heat of the sun causing the material in that nucleus to come off of the comet in these tails. So we're going to make a comet like this. That is a nice model of a comet. So we asked you to bring some materials with you. Some kind of a stick, like a chopstick will work, and some scissors, and some pieces of ribbon. And you can use any number of pieces of ribbon. This one uses 5 pieces, and if you have 3 different colors, then you can show the different parts of the comet, but whatever number of colors you have is just fine. And some aluminum foil. So I'm just going to show you pictures here of what to do. And this is an activity that we got from NASA. So thanks, NASA, for sharing this activity with us. The first thing you want to do is tie your ribbons onto the end of your chopstick. And you probably want to, you'll want to tie it close to one end of the ribbon so the rest will strip the chopstick. So if you haven't yet, you're going to cut your pieces of ribbon, and then you want to tie them onto the end of the. So go ahead and do that. And because we're getting towards the end, I might go through this a little bit faster than you're able to keep up, and you might have to finish it after the program ends. But go ahead and tie that ribbon onto the end there.
And I just want to say, if you have a hard time with tying, you can also use tape.
That's a good idea, Teresa. You could tape your ribbon on there as well, and that'll work just as well. Thank you. That's a good tip.
Yeah. And even after you tie it, you could still put a piece of tape on it to make sure it stays in place.
Yeah. Then you want to take take those pieces of aluminum foil, and you're going to put them around the end of the chopstick where you tied or taped your ribbon. And you want to hold the ribbon out so it doesn't get caught up in the foil. And then you're going to take the foil and you're going to make a ball around the end of the stick. Again, holding the ribbon out so that it can hang out and be those tails of the comet. And you want to just crumple it up into a ball. And then you'll have a model comet. And if you hold it by the stick and pull it around, those ribbons are going to stream out behind it, just like the tails of a real comet. So now you have a model of a comet, just like the one that Mariah discovered in the book. So I know you probably need a little more time to finish the one that you're working on. You can keep working, but I want to let you know what we're doing for our next story time. So next month on Tuesday, April 27th, we're going to be reading the book Margaret in the Moon, How Margaret Hamilton Saved the First Lunar Landing. It's written by Dean Robbins and illustrated by Lucy Knisely. So we hope that you'll join us for that one. We are just announcing this, so the information to sign up isn't on our website yet, but if you check back in a few days, you can sign up at astrosociety.org/storytime. And that's where you can go also to find the recording of today's program, as well as our other past programs. And if you have any questions, or if also, we'd love it if you want to send us some pictures of the comets you made today, or any other science or astronomy activities you're doing. Our email address is storytime@astrosociety.org. And that's all for today. I'm going to stop recording, and then if you want to show us your comments, you can do that. Thanks everyone for coming today.
Thanks.
See you next time.